Well, there's 3 games, and I'm sure we'll manage to still make this a 3-hour show. It's Pucknologists, baby. But of course, if you want to be part of the show, you can hit us up on all the social media platforms. You can help us out by hitting us up with a super chat, or you can deal with us directly at Venmo at Tealtown USA. You love us, you know where to find us by this point. I don't want to be labored. We got a whole big show to do here, and
big show.
Yeah, big, huge, gigantic. No, I hope not. I always say that.
Like it might be one of the shortest ever, but okay.
It could be. I hope so. But sometimes I think that, and then that's not what happens.
And then 2 hours later.
Yeah. How was your Christmas, AJ?
You know what? It sucked.
Oh, no. How come?
So, my wife, the morning of Christmas, so I'm trying to think, what the hell did we do on Christmas? So on Christmas Eve, we went over to my wife's family, and we had the big food and the big fun over there. And then, Christmas Eve, just took it easy at home. Wife went to sleep early. I stayed up late, kind of went down a rabbit hole of watching some movies or whatever. And then I get like shocked awake at like 10:30 by my wife, who evidently was trying to do a bit of sewing in the morning, and witnessed our smallest cat get a sewing needle and thread in her mouth.
Oh no.
And so, yeah, long story short, Christmas was spent at an emergency vet place where they had to sedate her and endoscopically or whatever, it's, go through, get the needle, pull it out, and they were able to do it. They didn't have to do like major surgery, but they pulled it out, and we showed up and they gave us a little test tube that showed the needle with the threads still on it. We're like, oh my God. So ever since then, she has been isolated in our room, where we're having to give her like Gerber's like turkey gravy baby food. Like all these things to, that are supposed to be, not so harsh to a little tummy. And we have to fill up the syringe and squirt that into her mouth, and then after 90 minutes, then we're able to give her this baby food and like not how I wanted to spend my fucking Christmas, man. It was just like,
no doubt.
Yeah, but so far she's okay. She's been fine. And she's been very much herself, aside from when we got her home and she was still a little groggy from the anesthesia, which I'm sorry. I will always laugh at an animal coming off anesthesia. Yeah. It's just 2,000, double it, bro. Double it. Yeah. Double it. That's what we blew on Christmas. But anyway, so how was your Christmas? Top that, motherfucker.
It was fine. It was fine. It was pretty typical. Had dinner with my mom and my gram. Saw my brothers. Saw a couple of my brothers anyway. I still see one of them, but yeah, it was good. It was typical. Kids happy, I'm happy. That's that type of thing.
That's all we needed. But aside from that, it was fine.
Yeah.
So aside from everything else, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Jeez Louise. Paul, greetings from the Philippines. What are you doing in the Philippines, my guy?
Hey, now.
Awesome. All right, man. Well,
Short week.
short week. Not a great week of Sharks hockey. If
It
I'm
certainly
gonna be
didn't
honest.
start that way.
It ended well enough, I guess, but
Yeah.
not a great start before. Sharks open up this week of misery with shit, misery. It just wasn't that bad. It was.
Dude, they went 500, dude.
I know.
They're not on an 8-game losing streak.
After this Vegas game, like I felt like they were like I was so bitter at this Vegas game. I don't know why either. Like
Because it's
it
Vegas.
put me in such a mood.
Dude, it is Vegas. When they, dude, 3 weeks earlier, they shit the sheets against Washington. And I was very much kind of like, well, it's every team, they've got to burn the tape game once a year minimum. And I was very much kind of like, there's probably going to be more than just this. Hopefully it'll, be in a couple months. Nope. 3 weeks. That's when it's happening. I think the thing that sticks in our craws, it was against fucking Vegas. And
I think just Vegas and the way they came out, like it was over before it started. I felt like
that, and our buddy Ken over at Sinbin loves to pile on. So,
not a rivalry though.
Keep the receipts. Keep the receipts, because in about 5 years, the Sharks are going to be a bit of a tank, and by that time, Vegas will likely be like a Fiat or a Yugo that the Sharks just steamroll. And, then it'll be, oh, well, what about? No, not what about. It's, that was then, and this is now. Everything is cyclical. There was a time, what was it? Wasn't there like a decade-long stretch where the Sharks, despite going to the playoffs, challenging every season, for whatever godforsaken reason, could not win a fucking game in Buffalo?
Against the Sabres, it didn't matter if it was in Buffalo or San Jose. They just weren't beating the Sabres.
Yeah. So it's right now they have that kind of that blockade with Vegas. But again, it came around, and it will come around with Vegas. And I'm just saying, when it does, oh, Ken, you're just block me now, motherfucker.
I like that. Ken's good people, though.
He's good. But
He's
Chief, if I hear not a major one more time.
The score in this game, for anyone who doesn't know, was 7-2. Sharks get goals from Macklin Celebrini and Colin Graff. And honestly, like up until the point where Celebrini scored, I was like, Celebrini even playing this game? Because I didn't even notice him until he scored. That's how bad like the Vegas Golden Knights were handling the Sharks.
Yeah, I was, and to consider that the previous 2 games, the Sharks had laid eggs at SAP.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, all right, boys, after this game, you're going to have 3 straight days off. It's all about the holidays. Empty the tank. And, conversely, Vegas had not been playing well going into that. They were looking at this game as their, like nothing helps a team turn around a losing streak like facing the San Jose Sharks. Like that's been a thing over the last 3 or 4 seasons. And they just, I'm blown away. What was it? The second game in December, the Sharks cough up 7 goals. I'm not going to, we don't blame it entirely on Askarov, but oh my.
He's getting shelled.
But he saw a decent amount of rubber in November and was definitely stopping more than he has so far in November.
Yeah, but I mean, like this, I'm not saying like I'm not trying to let him off the hook, but I mean, Nedeljkovic comes in, he doesn't do much better.
No.
Right, like because
he
again,
did worse if you look at the numbers.
Because like it was a shooting gallery. Like there was just no defense being played. Like this is probably if I looking back on the season, like I feel like this is the most handled I've seen the Sharks been all year.
Yeah. And again, though, why does it suck even more? Because it's Vegas. Like,
Vegas.
if Florida does this,
Yeah.
or the Rangers or Carolina, you sit there and go, every team, they have a burn the tape game or whatever. It's the fact that it was fucking Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's just, and the Sharks, to your point, it didn't even seem like they had made the flight.
No, like they got handled that whole game. Like there's just no, it was bad. Like, and I think that was the thing that just made me the most sour about it. It was like, it was one of those games where it's just like they were never in it from puck drop to final buzzer.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kind of gets me. It's just kind of like, I think that there are Sharks fans, and I'm going to say I might be slightly part of that group, that I would not mind a season because I mean, the way that I understand that it works right now, it'll change next year, but the Sharks play everybody in their own division minimum of 3 times, but that's, they change it around. Mostly it's 4 times, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Sharks had what was it, like 18 wins total last year?
That sounds right.
Right about then?
Yeah.
Dude, I think as a Sharks fan, there would be people that would sit there and go, you know what? I would be fine if the Sharks only won 4 times as long as all 4 wins were against Vegas. you know what I mean? Like, that's how fans feel about it.
20 wins last year.
Yeah. So, yeah, if it was 20 wins, again, I would take 4 wins as long as all 4 come against Vegas. I would be fine with that. So I cannot wait for that pendulum to swing the other way. But either way, the Sharks, it's a 3-game losing streak going into a 3-day break for the holidays. And I got to tell you, I was, I'm watching the post game. Dude, the boys seemed so done with some of the media's post-game questions. Like, there was a couple of guys that were spoken to, during the post-game that was televised, and you could see a couple of them. I'm not going to like call out any specific media members, but there were different voices asking the questions, and you could see it on the guy's face where it's just like they're just like they go, this fucking guy. All right, here's the 18th time I'm going to give you the same answer to the same question that you've been asking. You know what I mean? And you could tell the boys just wanted to get the hell out of there, get back home, get with the fam, and just like focus on having a couple days off, having some Christmas time. But I have to wonder, when is something going to change significantly with this roster? Like, I get it that, Will Smith is on the shelf right now. There's been a couple guys that have been on the shelf, and now you've got Misa, who was on the shelf, but now is playing juniors. But if you look at social media, there are a lot of people, including our buddy Mark, Mark, not that thrilled with Misa's performance so far. My point being, though, something needs to change on this Sharks team if they're serious about trying to like stay at that bubble, be that wild card team.
Yeah.
But it has to happen on the blue line.
Yeah, I mean, well, the roster freeze is over now, and now the next roster freeze doesn't kick in until the Olympic break. So there is time. Now there's more time where things can happen. Obviously, over the holidays, there is a roster freeze. So
but
I don't know, it'd be interesting.
Gotta pull something off, dude.
I know. I feel like this is the endless talking point, because everyone can look at this team and go, oh, well, something's got to change there. And yet here we are still this, end of December.
Let me ask you, I mean, end of December, we're 2.5 months into this thing. I mean, they just played what, game 38 ish?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Somewhere there. So we are just 2, maybe 3 games away from the halfway point.
Yes.
Are you surprised that Mike Greer hasn't done something? Even on a very minor scale, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like, again, this is the endless talking point because it's every show we've talked about this, how there's too many defensemen on the roster, and how like you've got a guy now like Igor Chernyshev's come up and he's been fantastic, and now that's a talking point. It's like, well,
dare you to send him down, motherfucker?
Right, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was talking to Lacey about it the other day. And he was like, "Well, there's things that he could still learn in the ECHL." I'm like, "Yeah, but the way I see it, like he can still learn. Like he can learn at this level. I think if a guy shows that he can learn at this level, then you let him do it until he can't."
Well, it's for me when I look at Chernyshov, it's just kind of like, is he getting owned in the NHL? I don't see that.
No,
like he's playing the man's game.
Yeah, he's got the size for it, right? That helps too. And I think that's what's really helped with having that on Celebrini's line has been, I think, really helpful. Having a guy who can muscle, who can hold his own against NHL players physically.
Well, I would go so much to a point where it's kind of like not to disparage Eklund or Toffoli, but what does it say that with Smith out, like, what does it say that Graf and Chernyshov are the top line?
Yeah,
with Selly. How you would think if those pieces are out that it's going to be Celebrini with Toffoli and Eklund.
I want to stop. I'm going to hit the brakes here for a second. Yeah. The guy in his dog saying Warsaw has a reputation for not liking the Russian players. This will tell. I don't like.
Wasn't that?
I feel like this is overblown.
Like over a year ago.
Yeah, I feel like this is way overblown, right? Like
who was the Russian last year? Oh, wait a minute. Was it Zetterlund? No, not Zetterlund.
Not Russian.
Yeah, he's not. No, who the guy that I'm thinking of? Oh my God, there was a Russian player.
I don't know, but like
last year, the year before, that a lot of people say, "Oh, it's because Warsaw doesn't like Russian guy." Who the fuck was the guy? Oh, Kovalenko.
Oh, Kovalenko.
That could have been
yeah,
that very easily. I did like Kovalenko. I was bummed to see him. Oh, Barabanov.
But here's the thing with Shakir Mukhamadullin, for better or worse, gets tons of ice time when he gets in the lineup. Now, obviously, yes, he has been out of the lineup more probably than we would like this year. But again, with you have a bunch of guys you're trying to rotate through.
Of talent on the blue line that Mukhamadulin's getting that much time. Because I got to tell you, I have Mukhamadullin like on my kind of list of.
Yes. No, but I mean, but still, like last year, like there was lots of times last year where he was pulling the most minutes of any defenseman. So I think, like, I don't know. I think he doesn't like Russian players thing is just, I think it's overblown. I think there's a couple of players, but I don't think the players that like, I don't know, like Kovalenko was fine, but he was a guy.
Yeah, I mean it's like Kovalenko, Kurashev. It's same letters. Starts
Klim
with a K,
Kostin,
whatever.
Guy.
Yeah. Another guy though that I would have liked to have. I would have given a little more rope to.
Maybe, but I don't know. But where is he now?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is I'm right there with. I mean, look at Zetterlund for Christ's sakes. There's a lot of people talking about how great Zetterlund was when he was with the Sharks.
He's come on a little bit now in Ottawa. It took him a while to get going there, but he's come on a little bit recently. But that's the thing.
Took him some time.
Yeah.
But in the moment when it's, I can't believe and it was just like, well, shit, how'd that work out for you? I don't know. Either way, so the VGK game before the holidays was just like, for me, it was very much kind of like, well, here we are. In that the Sharks have basically gone 500 I think, was it coming into that game or with that game ending, they were 5-5. Like they were literally 500 after having a horrific October, but having an extraordinary November. It was, okay, the boys are going to have to do some work to come out of this 500 or better. And so after the holidays, we see the Canucks and roll the tape. It's what is it? Thatcher Demko. If you go and look, it's like his Wikipedia page says under occupation, it says goaltender, comma, owner of the San Jose Sharks. Like Demko has stopped everything the Sharks have thrown at him for like the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, and even when they've not been good, I mean, they were one of the teams last year to put a 10 spot on them, and they were not good last year.
Yeah.
Like they were a really bad team to have it to put up a 10 spot on a Sharks team. Like,
well, and they've lost so much, and you know, and just a week before this game, they lose their best defensive piece.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I mean, you go through the Canucks lineup today, and it's kind of like, who, you know, aside from Pettersson, you're just kind of like, man, what happened to Brock Besser and this guy and that guy, you know, and JT, and you know, it's like there's a lot of pieces that aren't there. So but surprisingly so, if I remember correctly, coming into this game, despite trading Quinn to Minnesota, all of a sudden the Canucks win like 4 of their next 5 games.
Yeah.
It was like insane. And so you sit there and go, oh shit, here we go. Right.
The weight of expectations. Like.
Yeah. Well, you're just like, oh, here it comes, you know. But to see the Sharks not only have some kind of I want to say response to their game, it was the fact that they left at like 6 a.m. or like the
like
the morning call was 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Yeah, national story for a person who does not like Russian players. Warsaw sticks up for his Russian goalie a lot. His Russian goalie gets a lot of starts.
That is true.
That is true too. Yeah, like this was a game for the Sharks where they had like every reason to come in and lay an egg. They'd be like, "Oh, we had to travel the same day because we couldn't travel the night before because of the CBA."
Well,
and
aside from like, who was Macklin and somebody else who like who?
I know Macklin was
I know it was Macklin, maybe like Iorio or somebody. There was somebody. There was at least 2 guys that were like, "Fuck, we're all gonna fucking be here because of like we have family that lives in Vancouver." But dude, the flying out at 6 a.m. Fuck out of here.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I mean, it's the one thing, right? Like, and I get it from like a player's perspective. You're supposed to get these 3 days off, and then it's like they don't want to travel. But I mean, the schedule makers, like, that's a long flight for forcing a team to travel the day of.
It's a long flight for 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think about it, they're not able to travel until the morning of the game because of the CBA. The Sharks are on a 3-game losing streak. Canucks had won 4, and the Sharks had never, to this point, ever beaten Demko.
Yeah.
So it had a bunch of arrows all pointing at a Sharks loss. But I think I was kind of like, Reeves scores the first goal relatively early, and you're just kind of like, all right, well, at least they're on the board and blah, blah, blah. And then when Klingberg got the second goal, I was just kind of like, yeah, this is a win. Put it in the pocket.
It's over.
Like, no problem. It's fine. We're all fine. Everything's okay. But Askey, not a great night. 31 of 36 for 861. Askey has so far he's had a rough go. Yeah, he's had a rough go. He's been hung out. But like, my point being is kind of like, well, wait a minute. Were the Sharks playing just like so much better defensively in November?
No, his goals saved above expected was insane in November. Like, he was just on an absolute fucking heater that was never going to be sustainable.
Yeah. I don't know, Askey. Well, I can't wait to see what January brings, is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Like, I'm not super worried about it because this team is absolutely porous defensively.
Oh, the blue line is ass.
Yeah, like,
But
so I
how the
just
hell
feel
do you
like
pull that in November?
it's a situation where I just like if you're like, okay, well that's it, Askarov isn't it? Like you would sell him for pennies on the dollar, and then he would go to a better team. Like
No.
right, and then like, and it would be like Mackenzie Blackwood this year, who's one of the best goalies in the league statistically.
Oh, Edmonton, what you could have had, you dumb motherfuckers.
Right, and what's the difference? He's on a better team now.
Yes, sir.
Like I still like, I don't know. I think he's like, he had a rough December and there's no way around it. But I, again, I just think that like there's only so much you can do when you're given the opportunities that the other team gets against Askarov regularly in every game.
Well, the one, the kind of thing.
And the other thing too, and the other thing too, I want to add to that is that the difference between this year's team and last year's team is like when the Sharks have a lead, I'm not worried about them giving it up. Like I feel like when they have a lead though, Askarov generally locks it down.
Yes.
Right. Whereas last year when you had Georgiev and
couldn't wait to give it up.
Right. Yeah. Like how many times they lose leads in the third period last year? That hasn't happened this year.
Well, but again, this was something that when we did the season preview for this year was something that I had harped on, was kind of like, you look at all those games that they were either tied or had the lead in the third period and they somehow pissed it away. And I was very much just kind of like, with Askey in net, which is what we all expected, a season in both Celebrini and Smith's back pocket. Because if you remember, Smith, I'm not going to say he was like hot garbage at the first half of last season, but it did take him some time to find his rhythm. Whereas this year he came in, boom, I know what the fuck I'm doing here. And then there's been some other pieces that have been finding their way, Klingberg ass in October, all of a sudden towards, midway through November, all of a sudden goes, oh, this is how you hockey. Okay, I got it. So I was very bullish and optimistic on the Sharks being able to take at least half of those games that they pissed away when they either were tied or had the lead in the third. I'm like, they're going to win now, this time, half those games. And so far, I would say they've easily done that, if not done better than that. I think they right now, for the games that they have had the lead in the third period, they've only lost one out of like 14.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
That
like,
shit would have been like, they would be like 5-9.
And I think that's the important thing, right? Like I look at statistics. I understand why it's easy to just look at the statistics. Oh, well, that's not very good, right? But at the same time, there's other, the fact that the Sharks can hold a lead with Askarov in net. I think like those are the things that you kind of want to see. And then as the defense gets better, like his numbers are going to get better because he's a good goalie.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. He's a good goalie. Just imagine if he had like decent people in front of him. Yeah. Like, holy shit. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's like, I think it's easy to look and be like, oh, these numbers, like the numbers obviously right now don't jump off the page as being very, very sexy. I mean, they're at the bottom there, like a 898 save percentage, 335 goals against average. I guess those are not fantastic numbers, but the difference between this year and last year, I think just shows what Askarov's mattered to this team, because Askarov has played an absolute shit ton of games for this team this year.
But that is the funny part, is that I remember through October, like, and granted, a sparing amount of games played in October. I just remember there was a game against the LA Kings. Was that like very late in October? I want to say it was very late in October, very early in November, maybe like the 3rd, somewhere in there. But either way, Eric and I went to the tank for, we were invited to the tank to do an annual event where they like show us like what the new food items are going to be on the, and we get to see some of the activations that they're going to do over the course of the season. and they're nice enough that they throw all of us, they herd us in like cattle into a nice penthouse suite, and we're watching the game. And I just remember like nudging Puck guy, going, "Dude, I get that there's a lot of hype around Askarov. I don't see it." And I swear to God, as soon as I uttered those words, all of a sudden, like, it was like Yaroslav looked up at me and went, "Okay, watch November, motherfucker," know, and went on that tear. So I guess my point is, I need to go to the next home game and be like,
Just
"Hey, Yaroslav, I don't see it," and then
get him back on track.
Yeah, well, he'll march us, march the Sharks into the playoffs. But either way, just really quirky part of that schedule, though, that you get those 3 days off for the holidays as you're supposed to. Wasn't there a team last year that got like fined or whatever for traveling early? Was it Montreal or something?
It was a Canadian team. It might have been the Leafs, actually.
Yeah, I do remember there was
I do recall this. I think it was the Leafs, but I could be wrong. It might have been.
I felt like it was Canadians, but
it was definitely a Canadian team. I just don't know. I can't remember which one off the top of my head.
Well, and you know what really got me though? It was just like I could see like a California team, like a West Coast team doing it, because God help them, they've got like the most ridiculous travel ever. But it was like, if it was Montreal, Toronto, you're just kind of like, you motherfuckers. Like your division is about that big. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, maybe we need to see the NHL like work a little harder to make that. Okay, maybe we don't have every team play 2 days after Christmas. Like, maybe we, but anyway.
So Macklin Celebrini, just to cap off this game, Macklin Celebrini gets his 20th of the season. He is 15 goals away from last year's total. Igor Chernyshov, as we mentioned, gets his first in the NHL.
And Colin Graff continues to impress.
Awesome.
I mean, you look at the top line, made up for the 3 goals. The final 3 goals at Chernyshov, Celebrini, Graff.
Yeah. So I guess we can go to stock up, stock down. 2 games this week.
Are we doing viewer picks once in a while, or?
Yeah, I keep it on there because every once in a while I like to throw it out there to the people.
And then other times you're fuck them people.
Yeah.
All right. So stock up. I mean, it's going to be the usual suspects, especially on a short week with only 2 games. But last 5 games played, Colin Graff, dude. 5 games played. Dude has 5 goals.
Yeah.
6 points. Are you kidding? Now, granted, empty netter in there. Throw that in from last night. Sure. But, oh my. God. And after taking like a shot to the face, so it's like, God damn, Colin, love you, my dude. Chernyshov, dude.
Yeah, Chernyshov's great.
5 points in 5 games played, including a game winner, gets his first NHL goal. It's on my Twitter. Good luck sending him down when everybody's healthy. I implore you, try to explain that to the fan base. I dare you. And then also stock up. Of course, celebrate. Oh, hold on. 49ers just scored again. Thank you. But Celebrini, of course, anybody who is averaging 2 points a game is going to be stock up.
Yes.
10 points in the last 5 games.
I mean, Macklin Celebrini, I just never mention him because he's always good.
Well, let's be honest.
The stock is always up for Macklin Celebrini.
Let me see. I'm trying to think of all the times when Jerk and I were having a fun time going back and forth with the name of the segment, where it's like, is it stock up, stock down? Is it, oh God, what was it? It was like power play penalty. It was, we were trying to find all these different ways to describe doing good, doing poorly. And this season, I got to tell you, I was like, okay, we're just going to change stock up, stock down to it's just going to be Celebrini, Goodrow. Which,
Yeah. Max, so good. He's so good. Yeah.
Anybody else that was up for you?
No,
It's
not
a
really.
short week, so it's
It was a
tough.
short week. There's like, it's hard. Like it's like it's easier when it's like when there's more games. It's like, well, Celebrini obviously like 2 goals like in the last like he
Yeah, when
scored
it's
goals.
4
Good.
games, it's very simple.
Colin Graff scored goals. Like it's just it's good, right? Yeah, I think it covers it. Like if you look at guys who are consistently good in both games, like we pretty much covered it. Colin Graff, Igor Chernyshov, it's Macklin Celebrini.
All right, so stock down.
PK.
Yeah. What are the numbers for the PK, by the way?
They've been fine, but they've been like they're not terrible, but they haven't like they've allowed goals in every game.
I was gonna say that, like, I can't remember the last time that the PK didn't allow. And now, granted,
and then the shorties, like
the shorties that I mean, there was a shorty allowed against the Canucks. Am I right?
I believe.
Yeah. So
Sure.
you have that the PK. Like, I don't expect a PK to go 1,000% every game, but it's when the PK fails and that power play goal against ends up being the difference. You know, those are the ones where you sit there and go, oh, you know, if Vegas, you know, they lose 7-2 in Vegas. If the 6th goal is a power play goal, I'm going, who gives a fuck? Right? Mm-hmm. But if they lose a game 3-2 and that third, you know, that goal that was number 3 for the other team is a power play goal, that's when you sit there and go, oh, God damn it. Come on. Yeah. So, yeah, the PK, I'm right. Special teams in general, I would say, kind of a stock down deal. But for me, Tyler Toffoli, Uncle Toff, bro, do you need another sleepover? You know,
he just has been right this year. I don't know what it is.
I think he was right in the first 10 games, and then it's kind of tailed off. The last 5 games, yeah, he has 3 points, but he also is a -6. And again, we have to say this every time we mention it. You know, plus minus is not the end all be all stat, blah, 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 blah. Yes, we get that. It's still a signifier of what is happening. To lead this team with a -6 over 5 games, oof. And he had a horrific turnover.
Yeah, that was
in Vancouver. And he's been knocked off the top line by rookies. Mm-hmm. So, Toffoli, get it together, my dude. If you need to take a game or 2 off and figure it out, figure it out. For me, also, stock down Jeff Skinner. Last 4, you know, played in 4 of the last 5 games. He's a -6. And he is only averaging 11 minutes time on ice. I don't understand the thing with Skinner. I see him for a stretch of 5 games, and I'm like, fucking, goddamn Greer, good pickup, good under the radar pickup. And then I see the next 5 games, and I'm like, God damn it, Greer, why did you pick this guy up?
Yeah, that's kind of been the way he's been though for the last little bit. Even at Edmonton, kind of similar, right? It took him forever to even get into the lineup for a playoff game. He gets the one early. It's like a Make-A-Wish kid game, and then he kind of gets himself in there later.
Yeah, I'm expecting so much more from Skinner, and maybe that's on me. But I'm like, bro, you're playing 3rd, sometimes 4th line.
Yep,
you got to give us more than this. Come on, man. And then, you know, we mentioned it earlier, but I got to put it down. And hopefully it's because of the stock up-down bump. But Askarov, dude, you were amazing in November. But so far you've played 8 games in December, and you've gone 4-4 with a .870 save percentage. You're 4.29 goals against, and you've been pulled twice over those 8 games. So, my dude, and it's not all on you. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But, like you've been better.
Mine is Shakir Mukhamadullin. He was fine yesterday. He was pretty good yesterday for what it's worth in a game where the Sharks handled things, but he has been rough this year. Now, look, I've seen all the excuses because I've kind of been bitching about him on Twitter a little bit, and I have gotten some pushback. Yes, he is playing his offside, which is never fun. Yes, he's been in and out of the lineup inconsistently, but here's the problem I have with
playing with his offside. What is that, like masturbating with your non-dominant?
Well, no, he's a left shot defenseman playing the right side.
Okay,
right. So it's a thing, and not everyone can. Like some defensemen can do it really well, and some defensemen can't. Maybe that's it's a problem. So I get that. Like, yes, okay, he's been jerked around. He's been in and out of the lineup. The confidence is probably down. But here's the problem: Shakir Mukhamadullin is young, but he is not Sam Dickinson young. He is not Macklin Celebrini young. Shakir Mukhamadulin's a 23-year-old defenseman at this point.
He's not a teenager.
Right. So, the runway's running out for him.
Yep.
Like you can only say, well, he's young for so long. Like he's 23. It's time to figure it out. And he just hasn't. Like he's gone through spurts where he has, but then there's been other times where it's just completely left wanting. And when you look at this defenseman, and there are plenty of defensemen on this team that I wish that I never had to watch. Nick Leddy.
Oh, Jesus.
Klingberg before he kind of got okay again. Sometimes Dmitry Orlov pisses me off.
Yeah.
Sometimes Sam Dickinson pisses me off, but Sam Dickinson's 19 years old.
You give some of the based on age, you're going to get a little bit more rope. But I posted this a couple days ago where I was just like, if this Sharks defense come next October has, more than 3 current guys on there, I'm going to be pissed off. And I had a few people come at me and say, okay, who are the 3 that you're keeping? And I was very much kind of like, at this point, I'd keep Dickinson.
Yeah, obviously.
Of course. I'd keep Iorio, and I'd keep Mukhamadullin. Now, there are some people who go, I don't know, maybe Mukhamadullin, I might let him go. And I said, you know what? The only if you look at it, what do those 3 players have in common? They are literally, if you look at the fucking 9 defensemen that the Sharks have, they're the 3 youngest ones.
Right.
So, like, everybody else is expendable. And I'm not saying that those 3 are going to play for the Sharks next year. I'm just saying those are the 3 that I would keep.
Yeah. So I just, like, for me, I just look at it. It's time to figure it out. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like for Shakir Mukhamadullin, it's time to figure it out, because if you don't, someone else is going to come up. Like at this point, Shakir Mukhamadullin, left shot D. You know who is also the left shot D? Who I'd much rather see at the NHL level right now?
Everybody else on the team?
Luca Cagnoni. I would rather see Luke Cagnoni than Shakir Mukhamadullin. Like,
but Shakir Mukhamadullin too small.
I know, but Shakir Mukhamadullin is quickly becoming a guy who I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing this guy on the blue line.
I hate to say this, and this is a throwback for all the OG Sharks fans. You know who Mukhamadullin is slowly starting to remind me of is Mike Rathje. Just a big, tall guy who's not very fast, isn't dominant, isn't physical, just, it's very much office space. Mm-hmm. What is it that you think you do here? That bums me out. But Mukhamadullin is quickly becoming the next Mike Rathje.
And you know what? It's unfortunate too, because like I feel like the one thing like Mukhamadullin, I will give to his credit, he's the only one that likes to actually throw the body around a little bit on the blue line, which the Sharks blue line has so little snarl. Yeah, like it sucks, right? Like I've that
better be a flag
for a while. But I don't know, man. That's mine. I know he was. I know, and it's gonna like be really like it's gonna seem kind of mean coming off of yesterday's
so
game.
polarizing. How dare you clickbait the audience, Ian?
Jesus Christ.
How dare you? Let's see.
All
how,
right.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Before we move on to the Barracuda, what else can we do to clickbait everybody? Oh, we should. Well, when we speak, we should just occasionally just raise our voices. So it's kind of like we're going to talk normally, but all caps, and then be fine. And
I'm a very passionate person. I get very heated. I can't help it. That's just the way I'm wired.
As am I.
All right, let's get to the Barracuda.
Sure.
This will be really quick.
Absolutely.
The San Jose Barracuda played one game this week, and they.
Are you shitting me?
That's it. One game. They lost
Oh my God.
3-0.
And they played it literally at the same time the Sharks were playing.
Correct. Yes.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah. So
and they get stoned. Jesus.
Yeah, this sucked because, like, again, it was another sellout at TechCU, and that's like almost a guaranteed loss, unfortunately, for this team.
Oh, wait, hold on. What about TechCU?
It was sold out last night. It was a good crowd at TechCU.
Oh man, they do that.
Yeah. Well, okay. The score.
Who missed? Who are the injuries? Who was out?
Quentin Musty is still missing after taking that head hit from. Against the Ontario Reign, who they played. They got shut out 3-0. It was a frustrating game. I think the Barracuda honestly did everything. Like, they didn't win, but I think the people at TechCU got a good game out of the Barracuda. They just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net.
I see Sharks last in the chat. The game was standing room only.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's fancy. You know what, though? If the Barracuda are, unfortunately going to get shut out at home, the fact that they are doing it in front of a, packed house, what was there like a massive, were they giving away money
It was
at the door?
Harry Potter night. Yeah, they had like scarves and stuff for like different, they had the sections like set up as different houses. I'm not a big Harry Potter guy, so I'm just gonna I don't know, I'm not aware of that. The Wizarding World team, yes.
Okay, but if that's the case, I feel like maybe they need to do that every game.
Yeah, so they put up 32 shots on goal. They outplayed Ontario a lot. Isaiah Seville, who's the goalie for Ontario, had a night. He was unbelievable. Like, made a bunch of just 10 alarm saves that, like, they got goalied, man. Like, this was not your typical, they had the packed house and they lay the egg, which has been more commonly what they've done when they've had a packed house.
Thank you, J-Mac.
Yeah, no, they played really well. Obviously, they are missing Igor Chernyshov. Quentin Musty's no longer. Quentin Musty hasn't played in the last 2 games, and there's not a sense of when he will be back right now, which is not good. Especially after head contact, like, that's never good.
But both goalies for the Barracuda so far have been, fine.
They've been okay.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying remarkable, but they haven't been horrific.
No, but they haven't been good either. I don't think they've been particularly good. Like, I think it's going to be really interesting with what the Barracuda do in goal next year, because I believe, like, obviously Matt Davis they have on an AHL deal. He is currently playing in the ECHL. He's done really, really well down there with Wichita.
It's all about Ravensburger, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but Ravensburgen's still a little ways out because he's still playing junior and he's got a little time left.
Yeah, but have you seen who's in goal for the Barracuda right now?
Well, so, however, they do have a goalie who's playing for Switzerland right now at the World Juniors named Christian Kirsch. Christian Kirsch did decommit from his college that he was going to go to. I believe it was UMass.
Really?
So
shit! Hold on. Is he allowed to be a Shark if he doesn't have any tie to the New England area?
I mean, he was committed there for a little bit, right?
Is that enough? I guess
it'll be interesting to see. I mean, he's already drafted, and he's already under contract. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him join the Barracuda next year if he doesn't commit to another program. Yeah, so Sleepy saying, I thought Matt Davis was with the Cuda. Did he get sent back to Wichita? I believe he's going to get sent back. Like he hasn't played. He hasn't played.
Wait,
So
the ECHL is still a thing?
the ECHL is still a thing. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So yeah, look at, I think I do wonder if Christian Kirsch is going to be a guy, because Gabe Carrier is under contract till the end of the season. He's been fine. I like Gabe Carrier, but I don't see a goalie there that's beyond the AHL. Like, he's been fine. He hasn't been good. I wouldn't say he's been good. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm sure Aaron Dell is still living in the area.
He's retired.
Well, I mean, that can be changed relatively fast.
So I don't know. I mean, so Christian Kirsch could be an option for them next year. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, I would not be shocked if they just didn't qualify Gabe Carey and just let him walk next year. Kind of similar to what happened with Georgi Romanov last offseason.
I was going to say, I think there's a couple guys who, since the Barracuda have played in San Jose, have fallen into that same, spiral.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Again, one game. I'm not going to do stock up, stock down. It was one game. It was a shutout. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, well, it's like they get shut out in one game. Who the fuck is stock up?
Right.
Like the fans that had to be somewhere early.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Eric had saved 18 of 20.
You know what? Stock up the fans that showed up, that sold out the barn, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I will stock up to them. Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, but other than that, like, it was one game. It was a decent game. Like I said, like as far as like enjoyable game, like it was pretty, like it was good. Like it was competitive. They got goalied a little bit, which has happened to them a couple of times recently, which is a little frustrating. But I other than score a goal, I don't know what else they were supposed to do.
And for those of you paying attention or not, the 49ers at the half are up 28-21. However, the Chicago Bears will receive the second half kickoff.
All right.
Anyway, and with any luck, we'll be off the air here by the time that game begins.
We'll
I said with any luck. Will it happen? Probably not. But with any luck. Anyway.
So I mean, that's a good thing. We'll kind of dovetails into some other news and notes. So we'll talk about the ECHL first. They went on strike, and then they quickly, looks like they have a deal.
Are you serious?
They have a deal.
I was seeing tweet after tweet after tweet where it was, this team is like the oh my God, what's the team in Lake Tahoe? The Lake Tahoe
Night Monsters.
Sure. Oh my God. You could have had so many more better names, but I saw them posting, we're not sure that we're going to be able to play this game and blah, blah, blah. And it sounded as if like, oh shit, this might last for the entire back nine of the season. You're telling me that it's already over and we're like playing games tomorrow?
Well, they're so they haven't ratified it yet, but the players are reporting to their teams in good faith for games this weekend.
Really? All right. Well, fuck, good on them then.
I look at the ECHL is this thing, right? Like, I look at the guys that play in the ECHL that are like just ECHLers, like those are the guys playing because they love the game, because they don't make a lot of money. Even now they're getting like a 20% raise, but like, which is significant. Don't get me wrong. I think
I have been very much under the impression that when you have shown up to do the podcast, it was because you weren't playing in your ECHL game that night.
That's right. Yes. Oh God, I can't even play in the ECHL. It's bad. So no, but it's good. Like, I think it's good, right? Like, I'm not surprised this got solved quickly once both sides really dug in, because again, the ECHL, we're talking like it's $1 million. It's not like the NHL or like any other major league sport where they have like this huge war test and they can just go on strike and they'll be fine because all the owners are multi-bajillionaires, right? Like, some of these guys are like, some of the owners of these ECHL teams are pretty loaded, but these teams don't make a ton of money. And now these players, they don't make a ton of money to start. So they don't have, it's not like they're millionaires and they can just, oh yeah, it's great. Like, these guys,
Well,
These
that's the
guys
thing
don't
about
make a ton of
hockey.
money.
There's like 18 different fucking hockey leagues to play in.
Yeah.
It's not like football, whether it's like, NFL, not NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm not surprised because I don't think, again, like there'd just be a strike would be a lot of pain for both sides. It's not like you know what I mean? Like, it's not like the
Well,
NHL where you're making at least $1 million a year
as long as the
before
shit's
tax.
over and, there's going to be hockey in Lake Tahoe again. God love us.
Yeah. So I look, I think it's good. I'm glad that it seems like both sides are happy. Like, I'm happy for the players because I think there's like certain things that the players had where they had like no coverage, like health coverage when the season wasn't on.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like, and that sucks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy
especially when
that
you're
seems to be
playing
getting sorted out.
in a sport where guys are literally, going around with razor blades strapped to their
Well,
feet.
it's not even that, but like even your off-season training, right? Like you gotta train. Like, the training injuries happen all the time. Yeah, I'm happy they got it sorted out. I'm glad they got it sorted out. I'm happy and it's good for the Barracuda too, because I think the Barracuda it'd be a situation where if like they were on strike for any period of time, like you got guys like Matt Davis who you'd have to start getting into games, which I wish he would get some more games, but
Yep.
you'd have a lot of guys that it would expand the Barracuda roster significantly, where you're going to have trouble getting guys just into games, right? And I'm glad that the guys that are in that situation can continue to play now, and they're not just going to be waiting to get in the lineup for a game every month or whatever, as long as that strike would have been.
I love the chat right now. So coming in from my dad, he says Fort Wayne Comets are ECHL, one of the oldest hockey teams, 1952. Sure, absolutely, down with it. But I like Alexander here saying, I have refed a few ECHL games. Quite a few of those guys have jobs outside of the team they play for. I would fucking hope so.
Yeah.
Because, that was the funniest thing back in the day. I remember vividly the 49ers, the 1981 49ers that won the Super Bowl. First time 49ers ever won a Super Bowl. Their kicker was Ray Wershing. This was a guy who would literally smoke on the sidelines, like in between when he had to fucking do his job. And dude, during the week, during football season, not like when football season was over,
right?
But during the Monday through Friday, and then, of course, whenever between the months of February and August, this guy was selling cars in Santa Clara. He was a car salesman.
Crazy. And that's like, considering that's the NFL too. Like, when you consider
But I love the fact that Chief was like going through a pack of Marlboros waiting for his time to shine.
to kick. It's amazing.
It's just, it blows my mind when you think about like how much sports have changed over the course. Like you think about Babe Ruth, like one of the most beloved players of baseball ever. And I was like, oh, okay, drunk, womanizer, smoker, but like all these things, but goddamn did he own it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's even in hockey, like there's still like you can find old pictures of guys lighting up between periods.
Oh yeah,
like
it's insane, but it's so funny to
it's insane to think about now.
Oh, especially when you see a guy like Brent Burns,
right?
Who's just like a physical fitness fiend.
Yeah.
Is like constantly on a fucking mountain bike and eating natural and doing all these things or whatever. And it's just kind of like, hey, Brent, I want to see a photo of your grandfather at like 25 years old. Because I guarantee you, he's fucking smoking, having a beer, blah, blah, blah. Remember when I remember one of the players telling me that outside of hockey, he works as a ramp agent for SkyWest Airlines.
That's insane. Yeah.
Would not surprise me.
The Sharks are looking for a new Sharkie, apparently.
Dude, this was so weird to hear. Now,
Children, plug your ears.
I'm somewhat privy to how the sausage is made on certain things. I was aware that like it was a relatively new Sharkie because there was a stretch of however long that the Sharkie at that time, I would bust his balls on social media. I would bust his balls in person from time to time, and it was very obvious that that particular Sharkie, when that shark saw me on the concourse, there were times where he just made a direct line towards me because he's like, okay, I'm about to fuck you up. Like I'm gonna give you a big chomp on the head. I'm gonna noogie and wedgie you all at the same time because I see what you said and I know who you are. And then, all of a sudden there was a Sharkie and I was like, what's up? And he was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm like, oh, new Sharkie. Okay, got it. So the weird thing is that somebody posted on Reddit, I guess over the last week, that on whatever, catchanewgig.com or whatever it is, that it says the Sharks are looking for a new mascot. And so, I am not intimating anything. I'm not speculating anything, but I am asking the question, why so soon? What happened? And for all we know, right, the new mascot who has been in there, might have a family issue that needs to be dealt with, but like we don't know. All we know is that there's going to be a new Sharkie, and I'm only hopeful that he has half the personality of the OG Sharkie that I am used to, that literally would see Puck Guy and wrap him up in a big bear hug and lift his ass up. And I see Christopher in there saying AJ for Sharkie. You know what? If I had the time available, I would do it.
I'm going to do it. It's
yeah. If they could, you know what? If they meet my salary demand, I will do it.
Oh man, I'm going to do it.
I would have a blast doing that. Because you know what? The one thing about the OG Sharkie I've literally seen this on like Twitter and Reddit. The previous Sharkie, one of the things that a lot of people had a lot of fun with is that when he does the chomp on your head, he has whoever is in there are sounds. I don't know if he has like something in his mouth or whatever, but there have been times where he has chomped my head, and when he does it, he goes, he'll do a raspberry, but he'll also have one of those small steel whistles that go, that type of shit. So, and the new Sharkie doesn't have any of that. So
I wonder if the soccer ball is. You can't leave me hanging here. What is the soccer ball?
I wonder the soccer. When Smith and Celebrini like took Sharkie's head off?
Yeah.
from kicking the ball into Sharkie? I don't think that was it. What is it? AJ in the Sharkie suit talking shit to opposing fans, even though he's not supposed to speak. No. If I had to be Sharkie, I would literally, before I put on the head, I would duct tape the mouth, because that's the only way. That is the only way that I would be able to keep quiet.
Good. That's really good.
Especially when Vegas is in town.
AJ won't repel from the raft.
I absolutely will.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
I absolutely would.
Shit, I forgot about repelling from the raft.
But for me, it's all about that ATV that always like flies on there. Anyway,
that's awesome. Yeah.
Speaking of Reddit, the seasonal, evidently, from what I've understood, The Sharks podcast debate on Reddit is underway. So if you haven't gone in there and like let your comments or vote be known, jump in. Seems to be every 3 months, somebody, some hero says, what Sharks podcast should I listen to? And then it ends up being 200 posts of this. Well, okay, let's be honest. It's 200 posts, and 20 of them are, I really like this one. I really like that. I enjoy this one. And then the other 180 are, these guys suck. They're the worst podcast. I don't understand why anybody listens to them and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, if you'd care to vote or have a take, there you go.
Yeah, like you know what? I will say this though. I do like it always. I always appreciate anytime anyone shouts us out. Obviously, like super appreciate that. And like
you responded to somebody in this thread, yes?
I did. Yeah, I did. You know what? Here's the thing,
right?
Right?
Because
like,
what did they say? Oh, you were too aggressive or something?
You were too clickbaity. And I'm like,
whoa. We
right, and
were
that's
clickbaity?
That's, well, you know, that's... well, some people say that we're abrasive, which I agree.
I'm going to debate that fucking comment.
No, it's fine, right? So I just asked a question. I'm like, hey, why do you feel that way? Because I think, like, honestly, like, I don't care. Like, people, I think, like, I get super upset if someone says, oh, no, Teal Town's the worst, right? And, like, I don't give a shit. Like, but
if somebody says we're the worst... I don't give a shit because it's like music. It's subjective.
Right. Yeah.
Like TV. It's like, you know, you look at like MASH or Cheers or Friends.
Yeah.
Like hugely popular TV shows. But I know people that are like, oh, it was the worst show that ever. Like, sure. It's all subjective.
Yeah. So, but like,
call us like if you sit there and go, those guys suck. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's subjective, but if they sit there and go, Teal Town is clickbaity, I'm gonna be like, bitch, we're gonna have words.
So I asked, right? I just tried to be like, hey, why do you feel that way, right? Because honestly, like, again, if you want to say mean things about it, I don't really care. You want to say mean things about me, I don't really care. But like, if you have like a decent like reason, like a critical, like, you know, like a thought, like if you have an actual thought of why, you know, you don't like us, like that's good. That's constructive criticism. I can take that.
If
I
they
love
come
that.
along and say, Teal Town is okay, but sometimes I feel they're like too critical. Okay. I can accept that. And I would probably agree with it. Sometimes we can be too critical.
Incredibly abrasive. I think we're incredibly critical sometimes. I understand. Like when someone says we're abrasive, yeah, 100% we're abrasive.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yes. You and I are. Eric,
correct.
Eric, on the other hand, is fine.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. So I don't mind. Like if there's something like negative where I can learn from it, I think that's fine, and I love that, and I always appreciate when people, like, you know. So he took the time to respond, and it was fine. Like I appreciated the response, at least, you know, because again, like, look, there's some things that you can fix, and there's some things you can't, right? Like if someone thinks like, oh, I swear too much. Okay, you're right. I do swear too much. 100%.
And I'm right. And as do I. I've been called out for that. And I understand it. But the thing that I really enjoy right now is with the chat and the conflict. Whereas you have you have Bozo saying, I watch Teal Town because Ian is very neat and nice. AJ, on the other hand, but then 2 comments later, AJ in his mouth is one of the primary reasons I am here. So again, it's subjective.
100%.
And so when I see that some of those comments on Reddit, when, you know, again, it seems to be a seasonal thing. It's like every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
What Sharks podcast about, and then it's just kind of like, it's us, it's Fin Factor, it's Locked In, it's Professor Hockey, it's Brody, it's Ted Ramey, it's who am I missing? I know I'm missing 2 or 3 other ones. Shang,
Dudes on Hockey.
Dudes. Well, but yeah, is Dudes on Hockey still a thing?
They've been. They're not as. They've been more
like
consistent this year.
3 episodes a season.
No, they've been pretty consistent this year.
Okay, well, and they were so great because they were the fucking pioneers.
Yeah, can't.
They were the pioneers. Oh, Circling the Cup. Yeah, That's another one. But
Yeah,
again, circling the cup, though, for me, I enjoy them, but they're kind of like dudes on hockey that I enjoy what they have to say, but their release schedule is just too inconsistent for me.
Yeah, I look at,
but I enjoy hearing them.
Yeah, like, and like that's the thing too, right? Like, and that's the other thing too. It's like, if like I don't get upset if I'm like, oh, well, you know, like JD's better than you. And okay, great, I love JD. Like I get along with so many people, like in this, like the people that do this, I get along with so many of them.
But
like,
and that's the thing that I think is so funny is that when you look at it, and we've seen this so many times. So that's why I get such a kick out of this when it happens like every 3 to 4 months. What podcast? And I sit there and I go, okay, you know, just sit there, rub my hands together. I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's dive in. And it's just so funny to see. My go-to is JD. He is. I enjoy him. He gives me my daily 30 minutes and blah blah blah. And then the next 5 comments are like, oh, well, yeah, he's fine if you can deal with his problem when he does this and and it's just a shit stream of people dumping on JD. And then the next one, well, my go-to is San Jose Hockey Now and Shang. And then the next 10 comments are, Shang sucks, this guy sucks, and then another guy posts, well, I fuck with Teal Town. AJ's an asshole, and aside from Puck Guy, everybody else is a dick.
It's true.
But it's just so funny to watch.
Yeah, no, and it's fine, right? Like, and like, I don't do a lot of like social media. I don't do a lot of Reddit. Like every once in a while, like someone will, hey, the podcast thing's happening, and then I'll go take a peek. Because again, I think like if there's something constructive that I can take from it, maybe I can change it. Maybe I can't. Right?
Dude, that's my thing. If there's something constructive I can take from it, I'm all about it. The problem is that 99 times out of 100. There isn't any. It's because that's what social media is. It's like, here is my opportunity to complain about things that I have no control over. Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and for me, like I said, like I get along with so many other people that do this.
Oh, and see, right now, Puck Guy is saying he will do his best to work on being an asshole in the future.
You can't.
So there you go.
Your role.
No, I've literally seen it where it's like everybody else is a dick, but Puck Guy's all right. He's okay.
That's good people.
Fuck. Chicago just tied it up, you asshole.
Jerks. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, man, I appreciate
whenever
there's like constructive.
Landy the losses. Who's Landy? Is he still here?
Yeah, Landy's here. Yeah. Look, I don't know. So again, like I don't really care. Like we have done this for so long at this point that
and that's what I'm saying. It's not like we're new to the game.
Yeah.
So dude, you know what I think would be really funny, because we are obviously, I would say, a seasonal podcast that we're on between October and April. When we get lucky, we go through May and maybe the very beginning of June, like we did in 2016. That was a lot of fun. But we're looking for some content in June, July, August, early September. So maybe that's what we need to do. Is we need to do a okay, I got it. We're gonna do a what's the award show that comes up in a few weeks? Is it the Emmys? The Oscars aren't until like April or something, right?
No idea.
But I think like there's a award show that happens in very early January, and of course, that award show does a tip of the cap. These are the people that we lost over the course of 2025.
True.
The Holden Gloves, not the Golden Globes. The Holden Gloves. I like that. So what we'll have to do, we're going to do a thing. I love this idea. I should have thought about this 5 fucking years ago. So like on what Free Agent Frenzy is July 1st, right?
Correct.
So July 5th, Eric, write this down. July 5th, we're going to do a like awards show on here where we're like, well, on this episode, Ian said that Nick Leddy was a piece of shit. And then we found out that that was true later at this point, right? And we're going to do things like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the in memoriam segment. And that's when it would be like, you know, remember Fear the Fin? When Fear the Fin had like 8 different podcasts that lasted for like 3 weeks. And then it was, what was the other one? There was one podcast that I was totally excited to hear. It was a Sharks a Sharks podcast. They were very much into inclusivity.
They're still around. Over the boards, they're still over the glass.
Yes, over the boards.
Over the glass, over the boards. I can't remember what they're kicking.
They're still around.
Oh,
see, I saw a lot about them early on, and then all of a sudden they just kind of disappeared. I'm like, oh my god, what happened to them? Okay,
no, they are still there as far as I know.
Well, see, we're gonna give them some pub then.
Yeah.
What about the 18 different podcasts that oh my god, what's the guys with the scarf? They do the marches from time to time.
Teal City Crew.
Yes. They had like 18 different podcasts that they tried to, run up the flagpole. So we're going to do an in memoriam. No, Locked On Sharks, Fin Factor, they still exist.
They exist. They're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, they still exist. But the other ones, it was just like, oh my God, there was a couple of them where it was just like, I was rooting for them. I don't know what happened. But anyway,
yeah,
we'll get a voting thing in there and everything.
Oh my God.
But you know what though? It doesn't matter because again, it's all subjective.
So, yeah, no, it's fine. Right,
what shade of red is your favorite? Who gives a fuck?
I don't know. But again, like anytime like someone mentions us in a positive light, if you mention us in a negative light,
anybody who mentions Teal Town in a positive way, it's like, hey man, thanks for listening. Appreciate you. But when they give us shit, it depends on the way they give us shit. Because sometimes it's kind of like, I remember one of the things that we used to catch shit on early on. It was just kind of their audio is not good. Like they have good things to say, but everybody's audio is insanely different. It's very hard to listen to. And so what did we do? We all went out and got better microphones and blah, blah, blah. And in fact, Shang, his podcast with Boyle and, oh God, what's it? It starts with Keegan. And
Keegan used to work with us. Keegan's great. I love Keegan.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. But that's what I see Shang's podcast get dumped on more than anything is their audio quality. So it's and everybody's got their thing. You look at Fin Factor, they probably have the best production of they're probably the most well lit show out of all of us.
Oh, the studio's insane. Yeah. Like
studio, come on. Corner of a garage. Let's
whatever.
Be honest.
Look,
but it looks amazing.
It's amazing.
Looks fantastic. Anyway, if you want to go vote in the seasonal Sharks podcast debate, you can find that thread on Reddit. Okay.
Oh God. Thank you.
Oh, this is another thing that came through on Reddit. Mm-hmm. Best and worst co-host for the Sharks when it comes to the pre-post intermissions. And so it's been going around. So you've got Ted Ramey, you've got Mark Smith, you've got Dan Boyle, you've got Jamal Mayers, and there's somebody else. I thought there was one other person. Well, no, Alan drives the bus, but you've got the color guy, let's be honest, Ted Ramey, not a former player.
Chris is just giving it to you.
But I mean, Dan Boyle, Mark Smith, Jamal Mayers, who Nick Nolenberger occasionally jumping in there. So I'm going to throw that out to everybody that's watching right now. Who is the co-host that you guys enjoy the most? I'm going to say my vote, and maybe I'm ridiculously biased. I love Dan Boyle.
Same, but I like it. To me, it's a tie between Dan Boyle and Nick Nolenberger, because I love when Nick's on. I think Nick's very smart guy.
But okay, but hold on. But aside from Nick being very intelligent, what is it that he's bringing to the show that like makes you want to watch?
Well, because he knows what he's talking about, and not only that, but like the Barracuda actually get talked
the
about.
other
when he's
five
on.
assholes don't have a clue.
Some of them don't. Some of them are brutal, man. Like some of them are brutal. Like I like Nolenberger because not only is he gonna come on and like he can hold his own talking about like the NHL, obviously, but obviously he's gonna come and actually, they're gonna give him an opportunity to talk about the Cuda, which I don't think the Sharks let get talked about enough, especially with the season they're having.
Completely agree. Like it bums me out that on one hand, I'm very much kind of like, how is there not some sort of 3 to 5 minute pre-produced segment about the Barracuda that is added to every Sharks pregame or intermission? Like,
yeah,
I don't get that.
Yeah, Dan kind of sums up my thoughts, right? Like he's also a great insight on the Cuda, and he really adds something to the broadcast. And I feel like some guys add something to the broadcast, and others just don't. They just fill time.
Agree.
Nick Nolenberger brings something.
Yes, and this is just me offering my opinion, just being, a 100, as the kids say.
Keeping it 100.
I'm keeping it 100. Boyle to me, the best. Why? Yeah. See, I'm going to do my best Curtis Brown. Boyle is the best. Why? Because Dan Boyle brings some really, really good stories.
Sure.
He does not give a fuck. I love the fact about Boyle that he's just kind of like, if for whatever reason the Sharks or NBC, anybody said, Boyle, we'd appreciate it if you dialed it down a little bit about the, and I swear Boyle would be like, what? I'm out. He doesn't give a fuck. So I so much appreciate that about Dan Boyle. He is full of honesty, great stories, and I love the fact that he continues to get better with every show, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I see him get more and more comfortable. You roll it back to when this past summer, when he came on to our podcast during the draft, and I spoke with him for like 15, 20 minutes. You look at the Dangle podcast during that same stretch where they had him on. Oh my God. Boiler is getting more and more comfortable doing this gig. Yeah. And I'm telling write it down now. Clip this. Fucking clip this right now. I'm going to say 2 years from now, you know what the Sharks post game and intermission is going to be? It's going to be the Brody Brazil Dan Boyle show. I'm just putting that out now because the TV contract that the Sharks have with NBC expires after next season.
It's crazy.
So, and if you look at what the NBCSN pre-post has been, I'm not here to, slam anybody. So I will just say nothing in that regard. But Boyle to me has been fantastic. Jamal Mayers, on the other hand, but Mark Smith, I think, continues to get better. Ted Ramey, I loves me some Teddy.
I like Ted.
I absolutely think Ted is fantastic. I've watched Sharks games with Ted. I think he's awesome. I think the problem is that when Ted and Al are together, it's two hosts.
Yeah.
You need one host, one color. You can't have two of the same. And I was, when I found out that Brody was not going to be involved anymore, my first inclination was, Ramey's going to take his place, right?
Yeah.
Like, and when they announced Al, I was like, who the fuck is Al? I'm like, how is it not Ted? But yeah, that's issue there. But to your point, I do really enjoy it when Nolenberger comes on because he can speak intelligently on both sides. And I really, really like it that he can deep dive into the Cuda. And again, I would love to see Nolenberger produce something like once a week, because obviously, sometimes the Sharks play 2 games like they did this past week, mostly 3, sometimes 4. I still think it would be great that like at the last game of every week, there's some sort of segment in the pre and maybe in the first or second intermission where it's Nolenberger, giving you the update for the Cuda. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? And I think like I find like intermission shows now, like there's even across the board, like they're not what they used to be. But like, so I find like,
49ers scored.
Paying attention, like if I stop to watch, it's generally been because Dan Boyle's been on, Nick Nolenberger's been on. If neither of those two are on, then I probably I'm scrolling Twitter or whatever.
This is the first season in 20 years that I have not watched pregame or intermissions.
Yeah.
I'll watch, or I'll keep an eye on postgame specifically for the discussions with the players.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Aside from that, I'm not, it's on me. Like I'll have it on the TV off to the side, but it's on mute. I wait until the fucking puck drops.
Yeah.
And then, hold on. What is my silence is deafening? I don't know what that means. Chris, me and AJ used to call into Ted Ramey back in his 1050 substitution days. Abso-fucking-lutely. And you know what? That dude would talk Sharks. One of like the only people in local sports radio that would talk Sharks. Anyway, one more thing. Did anybody, and I'm going to ask this to anybody who's watching us right now. Did you all see the fan fiction stalking thing that went around Twitter and social media?
I need to know what this is. I have this feeling that
dude,
I don't know.
So creepy.
I don't want to know what this is.
You don't. It is so creepy. So around like either Christmas Eve or Christmas, somebody posted. I don't know if it started on Twitter or Reddit or whatever, but it was somebody came in and started posting, oh, I found out where Will and Mac were staying in Vegas, and I hunted them down, and I snuck into an elevator and blah, blah, blah. And it was, dude, it was so creepy. And there was a couple people, I guess, on Twitter that like evidently this person is part of some group chat. And they took photos or they took screenshots of the group chat and posted them on Twitter. And they're, look at this psycho fucking person here. And I'm like going, are you serious? And then like a little bit later, oh, this didn't actually happen. It was fan fiction. And I'm like, either way, it's creepy as fuck.
Don't be weird.
Then a photo dropped of like Will and Mac in what was clearly a Vegas elevator. Dude, it was just, and there was all these references to heated rivalry. And I was like, what the fuck is heated rivalry? And it's, oh, well, I come to find out, well, it's this show about hockey that is, the two guys that play on different teams it's Brokeback Mountain, but hockey is what I was told.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, and so my whole thing was like, so? And then there was a photo. Oh my God, the photo was pretty funny. I got to give it up. There was a photo of some girl wearing a shirt that said something to the effect of like, I don't even like hockey. I'm just here for the boy aquarium because of HBO Max or whatever. And so now they're calling hockey games boy aquarium. So, but my point being is that, and a lot of it is, it's women showing up to these hockey games, bringing like, signs to hold up that you sit there and go, I don't know that would make it by the censor. Like there was one photo of a woman who looked to be about 40 holding a sign up that said, "Your sexual tension is killing me." And I'm sitting there going, if a 40-year-old, I'm 54, if I brought a sign that said, "Your sexual tension is killing me," and I brought that to a PWHL game, I would be thrown out. Or at the very least, there would be a photo taken of me that would spread on social media like wildfire, and I would show up.
You'd be sent to jail. Yeah,
you'd
be sent to jail.
Dude, I would show up to work the next day and find that I don't have a job. Oh, so I'm just kind of like, what in the fuck is going on?
I'm with Chris. Your boy aquarium is funny.
I think it's hysterical.
It's hilarious.
But the whole thing, again, what if a guy, multiple guys show up to a practice of women's hockey saying, "I'm just here for the girl aquarium"? Dude, they'd get fucking raked.
Yeah. Apparently, Carter's saying that stalker also found Will Smith's Boston address and posted it in a group chat with her. Don't be weird.
Exactly.
That's weird, right? Like that's weird. We don't need to do weird.
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying, dude. It got so creepy.
Social media.
On social media. So I guess my point is, if there is a point to be made, the person who like screen cap that shit and called it out, good for you. I'm glad, people that do creepy shit need to be called out for it. But god damn, if stalking, what is wrong with you, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Christ. And I have.
Don't be weird.
The funny thing
is, that's my response to all of this.
Don't be weird. But the funny thing is, I have a stalker story that someone was stalking me. No, I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it like in Discord later.
You can.
But oh my gosh! But I will say the punchline to the whole story, worth the payoff. Absolutely. I might. Oh fuck! It's not even 8:00. Okay. Anybody who wants to hear it, I'll jump into Discord after. I'll tell you the story after we're done tonight.
Oh my god. Okay.
Because it is, and it's only like 3 minutes. Still so funny. All right. World Juniors.
Yeah. So World Juniors are underway. Everyone so far has played 2 games. Obviously, the San Jose Sharks have players on.
Why is Misa getting dumped on?
Because Team Canada hasn't been fantastic so far. So Team Canada has won both of their games. One was in overtime against Latvia, which is something that probably shouldn't happen. They also had wild shooting, like just wild high scoring game between with the Czechs where they won. I think it was like 7-5. Michael Misa only has an assist so far. Team Canada's offense, and it seems really dumb saying this after a game where they put up 7 goals, but it's been interesting to say the least. Like it hasn't been clicking so far. There's not a lot clicking. Michael Misa only has an assist so far. I think you want to see a little bit more from Michael Misa, obviously, at this tournament. Guy who was drafted 2nd overall, playing with good players, obviously. He has an assist so far. Team USA has won both of their games in regulation.
Be honest, dude. Chernyshov not there. He can't find that Saginaw connection.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's playing with the good players. so team Cole McKinney has an assist in both of those games. Sweden's also won both of their games in regulation. Leo Salin Wallenius, who is a defenseman who is a Sharks prospect, has an assist so far. Christian Kirsch played one game. He was in a game against the Americans. He played really, really well.
But that's a guy that you're kind of very like bullish on, yeah?
Yes. And the Swiss beat the US. Sorry, the US beat the Swiss 3-1 in that game. He was only in net for the second goal against wasn't good. Like it wasn't a good. It was a really nice shot, but it wasn't a good goal for him to give up. He's big enough that he should have been able to cover more of the net. But he was really good. He was a big reason why that game was so close against the Americans, because the Americans have just kind of been rolling so far. As one would expect them to do. So he's been good. He made 18 saves in the loss to USA. One not great goal, but other than that, really good game. I thought he played really, really well. Unfortunately, Joshua Ravensbergen hasn't played yet. He backed up Jack Ivankovic in the game that they played against Latvia. Ivan Kovic, sorry, he was really good against Latvia. I think it's probably going to be his net the rest of the way after Carter George did not have a good game against the Czechs. So it'll be interesting to see if Ravensbergen's just the consummate backup at this point, or if Carter George goes back. We'll see what happens there. It's been really, it's been really good. Nick saying Mesa getting dumped on because Celebrini is what we expect all our top prospects to be. I think there's that's probably part of it. That's probably fair. But I think you know what? I don't. Again, I think Team Canada's been a frustrating watch so far. As a Canadian, it's been a frustrating watch in the World Juniors so far for me.
As a Canadian, I'm fucking embarrassed.
Yeah, no, I'm not embarrassed. I hate that, man. Like when people are like, "Oh, don't embarrass us," like it's a hockey game. These are kids. I don't know, man. I just if they can get that offense clicking, I mean, Gavin McKenna's a guy who's obviously playing in this tournament. He's got 4 assists so far, but you would think I don't think I've been super impressed with Gavin McKenna either. A guy who on some draft boards has fallen a little bit from number 1, where everyone thought he was just going to be signed, sealed, delivered all year. So a lot of frustration from Canada.
All right, so coming up this week for the Sharks, now that the holidays are essentially over, we've got Anaheim tomorrow night.
Yes.
Currently second in the Pacific, but they're on a 2-game losing streak. This is the weird thing about Anaheim is they had that like stretch of I don't know how many games, and you go back and look at the that season preview that we did, and I was so not a Anaheim Ducks truther, if you will. And to see them that for a large part of the first half of the hockey season, Anaheim was like, yeah, we up here, number 1 spot, deal with it, fuckers. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a big game for the Sharks tomorrow. Can they respond at they had 3 straight losses. And that third one against Vegas, incredibly embarrassing, then had to sit on it for 3 days. But then, morning flight. Jesus. The funny thing was listening to Revo being asked about, anything different about this game. He's like, yeah, we usually don't fly at 6 a.m. Yeah, I bet. So the fact that they got to clear customs all within less than 24 hours, fly back down to Anaheim, which, as far as I know, I've been there since last night. But Anaheim, second in the Pacific, but lost their last 2. This is a huge game. Can the Sharks build on what they did against Vancouver? I'm excited to see that. Then 2 days later, and this is, I don't know why it seems to be such a hassle for the Sharks, but those 1:00 starts at home fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
But on New Year's Eve, the 31st, the Sharks are going to host Minnesota, currently 3rd in the Central, 23-10-6. They've won their last game. but they have, again, been a team similar to Anaheim where they get on like a ridiculous stretch where they're going to win. Didn't Minnesota, like, before like the last 2 games, weren't they like on a 7-game heater?
They were on a heater. Yeah, they were on a heater.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, what team from Minnesota are the Sharks going to see? And then just after New Year's, boom, you've got Tampa Bay second in.
Well, I should say the game that they lost though was against Colorado.
Oof.
The one that stopped the heater was Colorado. That's what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know if it's an issue of what team do you get, because the team that they lost to Colorado. So I don't know if it's a what team do you get. I think they're still pretty hot. They just
and if you go and look at the teams that the Sharks are going to play over the next 30 days,
yeah,
I'm not going to say it's a murderer's row, but it's a definite challenge for this team. And I'll tell you, when I was looking through the schedule, and I was like, oh, Detroit. Oh, well, at least they'll get Detroit. That's, and then I looked at it, I'm like, so what are the standings? I'm like, Detroit is number 1. When the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. So, yeah, I'm real interested to see how the Sharks deal with the amount of games that they have between now and the end of January. And why the end of January, you ask, in Curtis Brown fashion? Because January 31st, last I looked, that is when John Klingberg's contract opens up, that he can be moved to like 16 different teams, whereas right now it's no teams.
Yeah.
So his deal is going to open up. And boy, this Niner game is getting hairier and hairier as I go. But anyway.
Yeah. So the San Jose Barracuda, they're scheduled this week on the 31st. They will play Ontario. Cole Gutman, who's the guy who was suspended for hitting Quentin Musty in the head. He'll return for this game. So that should be interesting to watch. This game is also in Ontario.
And I want to see their response after being shut out by Ontario.
Yeah. So I think that'll be an interesting game to watch. Hopefully they can, not get completely carried away with the shenanigans. And then on the 2nd and 3rd, they will travel to Bakersfield and play the Condors. So that is the Barracuda schedule this week. So 6 games total coming into next week's show.
Any interesting promotions? I haven't looked it up, but is there anything off the dome?
I'm in complete World Junior mode right now.
All right. Dude, I respect it. There's a part of me that's kind of like, fuck, do I need to go to that December 31st game just to, maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
No, it's in Ontario.
No. I'm talking about the Sharks.
Oh, the Sharks game.
They're hosting the Wild. I'm like, I don't know that I've ever been to a Sharks New Year's Eve game, simply because if you go back and look like over the last 15 years, I would bet whatever games the Sharks have played in the last 15 years on New Year's Eve, I would guess that let's just one is at home. All the other ones, there might be 7, there might be 4, there might be 10, whatever it is. Somebody needs to run those numbers, but I would bet 1 was. It's very rare for whatever reason the Sharks played New Year's Eve at home. The other thing that I do have kind of a little bit of a memory, they seem to get their ass handed to them on New Year's Eve.
They just suck in matinee games, let's be honest.
Well, but I remember them like playing in Dallas on New Year's Eve a few years ago, and they got fucking bushwhacked. But I do remember there was a game where where the hell were they coming back from, like Colorado or New Jersey, or they were coming back from someplace, and I do remember the Sharks or a couple players posting a photo of the boys in the air when the clock struck midnight, and it's like Timo and Hurdle and a good amount of the group, and they're like, what up? Like they had clearly won before they left wherever they were coming back from, and they were like, "What up, bitches?" So I appreciate that part of it.
All right, let's get us out of here.
Yeah, man.
All right. Again, if you want to help us out and you're watching this live and you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. It helps us out in the algorithm. If you are watching this after the fact and you want to have your say still, hit us up in the comment section. I always read every comment after every Pucknologist show, and I respond when things need responding to, I guess. So yeah, so
when
I mean,
I fucking feel like it.
Yeah, so those things are, those things help us out, right? If you want to help the show, that's the easiest way to do it. Again, you can find this in audio format anywhere you get your podcasts. And if you want to see everything that we do, it's all on tealtownusa.com. That's it. That's all. That's it, man.
All right. I just under 13 minutes left in this Niners game.
All right, we're gonna get out of here.
So they have to win this and next week in order to get the top seed. So just saying.
Well, there you have it. All right. So again, appreciate everyone being here. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you didn't, let us know in the comments why you didn't like it, and we will see you on the next one.
Look at Chris.